everyone, I hope you're having a great October. So I'm just bringing a little intro to the beginning of this video. It's not going to be very long just because the video is already quite long as it is. But yeah, so in this video we're doing days 2 to 8 of Inktober so far. They aren't all filmed. I think the first 3 or 4 days I recorded, but just with like schedules and things, I didn't always have time to come and sit at my desk and do the illustrations there. But I will be showing you guys what I came out with. So yeah, so Inktober so far has definitely been a challenge. I think I can say that you can see a slow decline, possibly, in the quality of the illustrations I've made every day. I think this is just because, like, at the beginning of the month I get so excited to come up with the illustrations and I'll put aside like 3 hours of my day to do them. But keeping that up daily along with my full-time job and other commission work that I'm doing, it was never going to work. So there's definitely a fluctuation in quality of work. But I think, you know, I think that's alright, and I think people like need to remember that this is a challenge, and the main thing, like the whole reason behind the challenge being made, is that you're actually picking up your pen and making an illustration every day, which is quite a big thing to like come up with a concept, sketch out the illustration and actually do it every day for a month. Just fulfilling that in itself is an achievement. So to anyone else out there who's in the same situation as me, I think, what day was it? I think the word was hike or trek. And I had like shame uploading it to Instagram because I think I only spent about half an hour on it. And I was like, this is nowhere near the quality of work that I like to upload. But on the post I said, you know, I've admitted I didn't spend long on it, but it's the fact that you actually picked up the pen and done the illustration is definitely what matters. So anyone else in the same situation as me, don't worry about it. So yeah, we'll get on with the video. I will come back at the end to show you the ones that I didn't film. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, so it's voiceover Sophia. I'm just going to be going through a few of the things that I'm up to on the screen. So day 2 was discover. I really liked the idea of like a mythical creature being discovered. So I went with the Kraken. I had 2 different ideas for the actual concept of the illustration. So I at first had the idea of a giant tentacle coming out of the sea with a little fisherman boat on top of it looking out and trying to find where the Kraken is, not knowing that it was below his boat. I'm not gonna lie, I was away for my birthday and we were watching Scooby-Doo on the TV in the morning, and this was a general idea of what happened in the show, only it was the Loch Ness Monster and Scooby and Shaggy's boat were on top of its head whilst it was poking out of the water. So I'm pretty sure that this idea came from that. My other idea was having the actual Kraken in the background with a deep sea diver looking straight at it with his little lantern. Just a bit of a oh no moment. This is the idea that I ended up going with. I really liked the concept. I loved his my favourite part was his legs with his flippers on the bottom of his feet. That was, I don't know, I found it quite satisfying to draw. So this was the illustration we went with. So I'll leave you guys to it now with me drawing, sketching, inking, and the final piece of this illustration. I was really proud of this idea. I was trying to come up with something a bit more original. My initial plan, like the first things that came to mind, were either doing maybe some really shabby boots or some boots that maybe some mice had made a home in. But I wanted to be a bit more creative with what I came out with from the prompt. So I was flicking through my sketchbook and I found a really old sketch that I did that was inspired by the Baba Yaga house. So this is the buildings with the like bird feet underneath. I love the idea of it. I think it's Slavic folklore. So as soon as I saw that sketch, I was like, right, I'm gonna do a house with boots actually on the feet of the bird's legs. I really enjoyed it. I loved the outcome. I thought it was really cute. I had a bit of a shameful. I was a bit upset that it didn't get as much appreciation over on Instagram as it did. But you know, hey ho, it's always the case that the ones that you're the most proud of don't get as much recognition as other ones. But yeah, so this is, I think so far, one of my favourites. Buildings are definitely not something that I usually gravitate towards, but I think the simplicity of this, I didn't mind it too much. It was quite fun to draw. So yeah, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of this drawing. So I don't have an awful lot to say about this illustration. The word was exotic, so my ideas went straight to exotic animals, exotic dancers, that kind of area. I went through my Pinterest board as I usually do, and I think it would have been nice to be able to use all the bright, vibrant colours that you see with exotic animals, but obviously we're just sticking to the ink, so I ended up going with an exotic looking bird. I like drawing birds. My only qualm is that the feathers, I don't think I've quite nailed down the drawing of feathers, because I always end up drawing each individual feather, which obviously on a normal bird they aren't as pronounced like in the same way. They obviously kind of fold over each other, they're a bit more scruffy, but I think that's just something that I'm gonna have to practice in the future. So this I do like how it turned out. It got a lot of appreciation over on Instagram. So yeah, enjoy this little speed draw of my little exotic bird. illustrations that I filmed the whole drawing process for. I do have some more illustrations obviously for the other days, but as I said earlier, I just didn't have the time to film them all, so I'll show them to you now. So I think I said in the first video, instead of using a sketchbook to use each page for, I decided to do this kind of collage thing with my washi tape. It just meant, I actually quite like it, to be honest, because it means that I get to look at all the illustrations next to each other. This is my proudest page, because as I said earlier, with these first few illustrations I definitely spent a lot more time put aside to draw them all. So with the other days, we had, I think binoculars was the next one. So I drew this little old man with some binoculars, and there's a little bird sat on top of his head. I did this whilst sat around a campfire. We had a little, because of the time of the year, we had the projector outside and we watched Nightmare Before Christmas. So that was that one, and then the next one was Trek. I do really like this idea. I've never drawn a woodlouse before, so that was new, but I think he turned out super cute. Yeah, so that was Trek. Then this is my shameful page, so please don't judge. We had Passport. I think this was a good concept, but I did not spend long drawing it at all, so the quality is not there. And then this was Hike, again from the big blocked out pieces of the image. You can see it, not a lot of time got spent doing it. So this is my little page of shame. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. It is a bit of a longer one today, but I think uploading every day just was not possible. It was just too much for me to keep up with. So I'll be back again next week with some more of my Inktober's that I've drawn. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, it helps out a lot, and let me know down in the comments how you're getting on with Inktober as well. Have you found a fluctuation in the quality of your work like I have? Are you keeping up to date? And yeah, I'd love to read about how you're finding the challenge, and I will see you all again next week. Bye!